Black women make me feel invincible. It's the way that we walk, the way that we talk, our soul, our sway, our grace, our roots. It's our secret language with one another, the way we uplift each other at our best and our worst. When I was a young girl, I was searching and searching and searching for a language to articulate who I was and what I felt like inside. And I want to tell the young Black girls who might be watching this out here that I'm still searching and I don't always have it figured out. And there are days that I feel very insecure and I feel like I failed. There are days that I feel so goddamn weird and alone, but I get up and I want you to know that you can and you will too. I've come to realize that maybe that language that I was so yearning for could never be discovered and that I just had to live it, to walk in my truth and to walk in my flaws and my weaknesses and to take my time.
So this is me with non-naked eyelashes. I don't know what you think. I'm gonna have a side-by-side comparison, but I feel like this makes me look older and it defeats the whole purpose of getting them. Even though it looks better, I also feel like I look older. It's weird. I don't know how to describe it. But anyway, you tell me what you think. Was this money well spent? I'm gonna do my own nails because I spent all the money that I would have done on a manicure, a gel manicure on my eyelashes since I can't do eyelashes at home. You tell me if it was worth the while. Do I look better or not? Anyway, okay, so now the next thing to do on my list, I am gonna probably do some part of my, what do you call it, Game of Thrones tour now because I couldn't think of anything else to fit into this day. So yes, tomorrow is gonna be all day Game of Thrones stuff, but I think I'm just gonna do part of it today, part one today, and then hopefully maybe go out for drinks and a meal somewhere. And then Thursday is the big day, and that's when we go to Sicily. I'm very excited.
Definitely wanted to go on this Game of Thrones tour, y'all, but the place that I specifically wanted to go to was cut off from the public. So your girl got lazy and just stayed at home. But it doesn't matter because we got to enjoy some delicious takeout from this really, really great restaurant, this Japanese restaurant that's here in Malta. This was my first time having crispy rice with salmon, 10 out of 10. And then these duck spring rolls I'm addicted to. Like I had to have these like every other week so that I don't go broke. But if it could be every week, it definitely would be. So anyway, this was day one of the birthday celebrations.
I tell my girls the greatest gift that they can have develop for themselves is the ability to be to be happy where you are, wherever that is.
Content.
To learn how to be like, this is not exciting. I'm not winning. I'm not losing.
Yeah.
I'm not achieving. It's not a party. I don't have friends around every day. It's like most of life is just, the nothing in the middle. And things are just bland, which is, y'all, most of life is just ordinary. You know, you got to learn how to be happy alone. You got to be happy, a little bored. You got to be happy when things are hard. You got to learn how to be satisfied when you failed and things don't go your way, because all of that keeps you getting up. But I think there are a lot of young people who are searching for this impossible feeling of continuous happiness.
Every day I'm negotiating the need for novelty, especially with my ADHD, and also being, like Michelle Obama said, okay with the mundane. Right, I'm extremely blessed that this is the life that I get to live. And, you know, I started a vlog and a channel, obviously, to kind of show off this lifestyle that I know many are wishing they could have. But not every day is going to be like this. And as part of a trauma healing response, I want to be okay with that, with saying that, you know, my life is not always going to be a movie.
I hope the audio is good because I haven't had a chance to connect my mic and I'm so close to it. So, the bus situation in Sicily is non-existent. It's all a scheme that Todd set up. So basically, you think that you're booking a bus at a certain time, and then they'll suddenly change on you and say, no, the bus is not coming for another 5 hours. And then you have all these taxi cabs outside ready to pounce on you and say, well, now you have no choice but to take us. And so we, and by we, I mean like a group of other ladies who are backpacking across Europe, were lucky enough to run into this woman who was kind enough to cover our taxis and basically reduce the price to, I don't even know, like not even like 1/5 of it, even less than that. And so that's how I'm here in Syracuse now. Otherwise, I don't know how I was gonna make it out here. I was just gonna go by the winds or whatever, because I didn't need to be in Syracuse, but I know it's where things are happening the most. But anyway, she was really nice and sweet. I didn't want to film us talking in the taxi, but we had like a great conversation about just life and politics and whatnot. But she seems really cool, and she lives in Malta with me, so definitely will be in touch with her. But here we are in Sicily, finally, the only place in Italy that I haven't checked off my bucket list yet. So now we can. And we're on our way to the Duomo. I hope I'm saying it right, but the cathedral, basically, the major cathedral in the city. And then from there, I'm hoping I can get something to eat. I'm so hungry. And then just figure out things like to do. I'm really, really chill on this trip. I'm not even trying to stress. I'm not trying to have high expectations. All I want to know is how do I do as much as I can and get back to the ferry as quickly as possible and not miss my journey back home. That's all that matters to me. This is a gorgeous park I'm just seeing as I'm walking to the Duomo. So just wanted to film it. It's really, really gorgeous. So far, it looks more like a very, feels more like a residential neighborhood here. But it's very cute that they have this large garden that people can hang out and chill. All right, but I'm going to save my recording space for the actual tourist spots. So this is the Cathedral of Syracuse, or I'm going to butcher this, Duomo di Siracusa. And on the surface, yeah, it looks like your classic ancient Catholic church. It's actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. But here's the thing that gets me every time I stand in front of one of these buildings.
it wasn't even built as a church at all, and it's somehow got Africa all wrapped up in it. This was first a Greek Doric temple. We're talking 5th century BC, right? A temple specifically to Athena. So before any Catholic history, that's what it was. And the way it became a church wasn't a spiritual decision either. It was more like a political or economic one. So there were rulers from Normandy running Sicily at the time, and they were trading with North Africans. And they figured they could use that economic relationship to push Christianity into Africa, basically using trade as a foot in the door to eventually conquer or colonize. You choose which word sounds more appropriate to you, to eventually seek after Africa as a Christian kingdom. Which is funny to me because at one point it was also under Arab rule, Sicily, after Carthage took over, that region. So this same Greek temple and cathedral was also a mosque. And honestly, this is exactly why I love studying architecture and art in places like this, right? Africans keep showing up in the history of the so-called Western art and architecture, and I'm amazed by how hard some people work to erase that. Even, Caravaggio, an artist whose work I respect for its audacity and its rebellion at times, he was even used as a pawn in this propaganda. And it's interesting to see how his work went from fuck the establishment to then being commissioned by the establishment to tell its very specific version of how it's better than the blacks in Tunisia and in North Africa. So much of what we call the West was shaped by ancient brown and black people, whether it be by force or as a compliment. It's still there.
I keep saying I'm going to get my mic, and then I don't do it. Um, hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully my voice is carrying. I'm walking now through the ferry town, and it's more like a village part of Sicily. It's very residential, and I want to say like underdeveloped. It actually looks more developed than most villages that I've seen on TV that show Sicily. So it's interesting. I'm like, I wonder which parts of Sicily that is that look very, very much like a village. But this one looks more developed. And I'm going to show you a little bit. But yeah, it's nice to see the contrast between Syracuse and these more like local parts. No sidewalk, so I literally have to wait for the cars to move. These are the houses. Just very simple living, but not like simple, like, what was that movie? From Scratch? This looks a lot more developed and very pretty. And so we're on our way to the beach. You see, like, this is a more renovated house slash apartment. I don't know if there's one owner for both floors, but there's like 2 floors and like a modern camera door and a garage. And then we're back to the old style, very, very old house right there. Quite the contrast. Quickly before we go, because that's the ferry, let me give you a view of the beach. I really wanted to go on this Ferris wheel, but time will not allow it. But this is the view of the beach. I usually don't like sandy beaches, so I'm kind of like happy I didn't go in there. I'm gonna go to the beach in Malta where it's more rocky. This tends to be cleaner. But yeah, here's the beach.